Marvel is so back, bro. The brand new Fantastic Four movie is just released in theatres, and this video will basically go over my review and basically my thoughts on the movie. I mean, I don't know where to start. Personally, I think this movie was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, sorry, that was a terrible joke. Yes, the Fantastic Four, I think, honestly, might be one of Marvel's greatest films they've ever done. Marvel's 100% back in my opinion, and we're going to get straight into it why. So we're going to basically go over the movie and what I think was good and what I think was bad. The main core part of the film itself being obviously the Fantastic Four, the main four members, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Reed Richards, and The Thing. Did they get them right? Hell yes, they did. Honestly, Sue Storm is like the mother of all mothers. Like, oh my god, what she did to Galactus in that film, it's insane. I didn't think, honestly, that was insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Actually, so good. Reed Richards, I think, is pretty damn good. I think it was a really good choice. Although I did like Reed Richards a little bit in the older Fantastic Four films, 2005 and 2007, when he was actually alright in those films. But I do think this one is definitely better. Matching the, Reed Richards obviously being very, very, very smart. Although I feel like Johnny doesn't get as much credit for being smart as he is. I mean, bro literally was so down bad for Shellabelle. Can't really blame him, to be honest. It's just funny. The chemistry between those two characters in the film was insane. The scenes they had together, I would say those two characters, Shellabelle and Johnny Storm, were my favourite characters in the film. He literally learned her entire language, spoke with her, found out all about her past, and learning Shellabelle's backstory was really interesting. I really liked her character. I think she was a really interesting character. And I do think, hopefully she comes back in the MCU and get maybe some other stuff with her. Obviously, she went with Galactus and helped them stop Galactus. So, she might be gone for quite a while, but potentially she'll come back. Galactus in this film was just, bro had aura. Oh my god, the scenes he was in, he just stole the show. He was so intimidating. They captured Galactus, I think, just very, very well. From the introduction scene when his eyes just light up and he starts talking to the Fantastic Four when they try to bargain and try and resolve the situation. Obviously it doesn't go well. Galactus wants their child, he senses the power of their child, they don't believe him. Reed Richards tested the child and didn't get anything like reading of powers or anything like that, so he didn't believe him. They then run away. That scene of Shellabelle just chasing them was absolutely insane. She is powerful. They took all of them and they couldn't even really stop her. She is powerful. Sue Storm, I feel like, just is getting a lot of credit right now. She deserves it. I mean, she literally managed to cloak an entire ship and have Silver Surfer get sucked into a black hole, all while literally giving birth to a child. I mean, and if you think that was pretty good, I mean, her literally creating a force field shield around Galactus, trying to forcing him to basically get pushed into the portal to get rid of him, because their big plan was to first use loads of portals to move Earth somewhere else, but then Shellabelle sabotaged most of them, except for one, and then they decided to portal Galactus away. Yes, Galactus literally got portaled away. Bro suffered the same fate as Fortnite. That was kind of hilarious, to be honest with you. Although I think they did manage to do it pretty well. Actually, even though Sue Storm used her powers to basically force him into the portal, he managed to then get out after even she had used all her strength. And then Johnny Storm tried to sacrifice himself, but then Shellabelle intervened and sacrificed herself, pushing Galactus into the portal, and Galactus was gone. I think this movie was really good. I think they captured all the characters of the Fantastic Four. The main four were just so good. The actors were absolutely amazing job. I cannot wait to see them again in Doomsday. They were absolutely insane, so good. Shellabelle, absolutely amazing. Galactus was just insane. All his scenes, the scene where he jumped off his ship and landed in the water. Oh my god, that scene goes so hard. Him rising out of the water and then staring at the Statue of Liberty and then just crawling onto New York City and just walking through the city. Bro is massive. He's not as big as obviously he's in other stuff, but he's still he's massive. He towers over the city, just walking through the city, destroying cars, heading straight for the baby. And obviously they do that plan where as soon as they walk through, Johnny burns Galactus's eyes, and then they swap the baby with a fake one, so the container doesn't actually have the baby in it, and they hide the baby back in the main Fantastic Four building, and you just have Galactus, who just says clever humans, and then just walks over, takes the baby, and then obviously that activates Sue Storm's rage mode, and she just goes full absolute Super Saiyan, pushes Galactus into the portal. It's crazy. Such a damn good film. And I have to say, the introduction scene that Shia LaBeouf had, where she warned everyone about Galactus, God, that scene, it goes so hard. It's just such a good scene. This movie was insane. I mean, we've had Thunderbolts, which was an amazing movie, and now this, it's insane. I generally think Marvel is back. I have full faith in Marvel. I think they're finally learning from their mistakes of a lot of Phase 4 and 5, which is pretty shit. I feel like after Endgame they just went downhill, and I think now Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are probably the first two good movies we've had from Marvel since Endgame, I would say. Captain America Brave and the World was okay, but it had some issues. But yes, speaking of issues, I feel like I have to state my one issue with this movie. My rating for this movie is 9 out of 10, but I can't not say my one issue with this movie. And my one issue with this movie is the fact that I feel like, yes, it was a struggle to defeat Galactus, but it should have been more of a struggle. I feel like Galactus, the fact that he was basically pushed into the portal by Sue Storm. Yes, I'm not trying to take away anything from Sue Storm here. I'm just trying to be honest. There is no way Sue Storm was able to use that much power to push a cosmic being like Galactus all the way back, and Galactus not being able to fight back against it. Bro just literally stood there and took it and let her push him in. It just made no sense. I don't know how the hell Galactus was not strong enough to break out of that. He is a cosmic being, insanely powerful. Bro literally eats planets. There's no way he wasn't able to break out of that. That is my one critique. But you know a film is good if I only have one critique. That honestly is my own critique. If that was changed, and I think what should have probably happened instead was Shia LaBeouf maybe swooped in, took the baby away from Galactus, and then started flying towards the portal, and then Galactus chased after Shia LaBeouf to get the baby, and then Reed Richards chased after them, and just as they're about to get to the portal, Shia LaBeouf swoops up into the air just above the portal, chucks the baby to Reed Richards, or Reed Richards just goes and swoops and gets the baby, takes the baby, and Shia LaBeouf gives him the baby, and then swoops round, does a 180, and then lands down and pushes Galactus into the portal, and that's how he got defeated. I would have been fine with that. I would have preferred that. That would have been a better ending. If that happened, and that happened instead of what actually happened, and how he got ported away, I think the movie would probably have been a 10 out of 10. I just personally don't know. I just don't think the fact. I think Shia LaBeouf was pretty sick. I think Galactus was pretty sick. I think all the characters were done really well, but I think Galactus was a little bit weak in this movie. He should have probably been a little bit stronger. I don't think he should have been able to. I think he should have been able to break out of the force field shield that Sue Storm was creating. I feel like he's a bit more powerful than that. So, but honestly, other than that, I would say this movie's a solid 9 out of 10. Pretty good film. And there's only one critique. If films have got only one critique, I think it's pretty good. I think audiences are pretty much receiving it pretty well. I think it did really well on Rotten Tomatoes. Can't remember exactly what it's at now, but from last time I checked, it was a really high score. Not going to bother saying it's the highest Fantastic Four movie, because that's not really saying much, because the past three were pretty shit, but this one's really good, high rated. I think it deserves the praise it's getting. A really solid film. Just saying, yes, there's one thing I haven't mentioned about this film, and that is the end credits. I'm actually saving that for a breakdown video. I'm going to break down the end credits scene, the post-credit scene for Fantastic Four. You probably all know if you've seen the movie what it is. Referring to it's quite big, basically teasing a lot about Doomsday. I'm not going to get into it now. I'm going to just save that for a future video, so if you want to check that video out, make sure to turn notifications on, subscribe to the channel, and you can get notified the second that video goes live. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.